Hello, this is Chidi Ejikeogu, author of The Secret Sauce of Happiness. Thanks for joining me on this special interview, not only because it's the first video on our channel, but also because of our guest. He has a unique story of overcoming obstacles and defying odds. He started out selling from the trunk of his car. Today, he's inspiring and challenging thousands of people over the internet with his message that despite where you come from, your background, and external conditions, that you have within you something that can be manifested to make your life ideally what you want it to be. Enjoy the show as I hand over to myself to interview author, father, businessman, and motivator Lewin Carr.
I am Lewin Carr, born in Jamaica, a Caribbean island out there in the northern Caribbean, and I now reside in New York. I'm from a business background, so I've been doing business
Great.
pretty much all my life. Fresh out of university, been doing business since the trunk of my car days, and then I have some accounting background. But about 3 years ago, everybody was on Facebook. I decided that, hey, I have something to say. And I started to blog. So I blog on personal development. And my topic mainly was success, happiness, and full potential. I wanted to tell people that despite where you're from, despite what your family background is, despite what your economic circumstances are, you have within you something that can be manifested to make your life what you ideally would like it to be, what you would dream of it being if you had all the choices in the world. So I proceeded to do that. I've been doing that for maybe 950 days consecutively now. And I haven't monetized my audience more than about once with that ebook I have, because it's not about so much the money, because I am not insecure about money. It's more about helping people, because I am a business person. I can always figure out the money part in short order, sooner or later. So that's me. I am a business person. I write, and my passion is inspiring people, motivating people, bringing people to a point where they can believe that they have what they need. They have all of it, and they just need to develop that to make themselves into whatever they think would be their ideal life, ideal person.
Great. Now, I like the way you put it. Look, you believe that everybody has this something within them that can make them great, right?
I do believe that. I do believe that.
Okay. Now, what about someone who has a dream, or who is on a job right now and also has a dream that he aspires to achieve? How can they manage the job and still make their dream possible, or make it a reality? How can they manage the job and make their dream a reality?
Well, that is a very interesting question, and because I mainly speak to the working class, the middle class, and that is usually the point that people get stuck at. They say, well, I have a job, I'm tired, I don't know what my dream is, I don't know what my passion is, I have responsibilities, I can't take risks. But the average number of studies show that the average number of time the average person try to do something on their dreams is zero. People
Wow.
don't try. What they do, they get into a state of thinking about it, and they do that during a pumped up moment, whether they are listening to me and you on this show right now, or they go on YouTube and listen to a video, or they somebody that they get around inspire them because that person has achieved something. They get pumped up, and then they move off, they go away to about their business, and they talk themselves out of it. They either tell somebody to talk them out of it, or they talk their own self out of it. That's one. And the second thing is that people hate process. So, if I tell you that it's a process, nobody wants to do it. Because when they're looking on somebody who do it, they don't see the backstory. They see the glam and the glitter and the light.
Yeah.
So they think that they should move from 1 to 10 just by doing two things. So the minute you start to tell them that success or change is messy at the beginning, tough in the middle, but sweet at the end. Nobody wants to do the beginning and the middle. Everybody wants to get right to the end. So if I say, okay, when you get home from work in the evening, for 20 minutes, go play the piano because you like music. And if you play that piano for 20 minutes, in 365 days, you'd have played the piano over 750 times. Now, mastering a craft or getting success or developing a habit or building your potential or your skill is not linear. It is exponential.
Yeah.
So if you do something today and you move up 1% and you do it tomorrow and you go 1%, if you continue to go 1% each day for 10 days, when day 12 comes, you will not go to 12%. You would have gone exponentially to 22%,
Yes.
to 24%. So if they would try, if they would decide what they want and believe in themselves and their own abilities to do it and form the habits, the daily habits to move in the direction of their dreams, that's how an average person who works a job, who punch the clock, who believe that they can do something else or they should be somewhere else, that's how they can get to where they want to get to. Believing in themselves and enduring the process. And the genius thing that they do, it's not talent, it's not knowledge, it is not support, it is not money. The genius thing that they need is persistence.
Yeah.
If you are persistent, if you will not stop, if you will not give up, you are.
Great. Now, do you think, Lewin, is it to leave the job and then jump into your dream, or to remain on the job while you walk the dream? What's the plan? What's the best plan, you think, to really make it happen?
My idea is, let's say we have a book and we want to sell that ebook online, and you wouldn't want money to promote that book. My idea is that you don't worry about the means just yet. You worry about what is the result you want, and you do what you have to do until you can get to do what you want to do.
Right.
So if you have to work a job to get that finance going, work the job. Do your best at the job, learn what you can learn at the job, make the connection. You might sell another 10 books there, get that money, build yourself, save your money, invest in yourself, invest in your craft, and you will get to a point where you can fire the most.
Great. So the punchline is,
But
do,
if
the punchline is,
if you're not in the position to without the job, do the job.
great. So you have to do what you have to do until you are able to do what you like or want to do, right?
Until you get to do what you want.
Yeah. And I think that's what professionalism is about.
That's what I think.
Yeah. To be professional, you have to do some of the things that you don't like, but you have to do, right? Until you now get to the point where you can have maybe the time and the resources to do whatever you want to do. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely.
Great.
Absolutely. That's exactly what I'm saying. You know, I mean my first, I don't like to talk about money, but I made my first $1 million out of the trunk of my car. I never wanted to drive around and hustle my car. That's not me. I was educated, university educated. I was supposed to be in an office somewhere. Nobody who knows me, nobody who went to school with me, none of my friends were doing that. But I used my second paycheck to open a business for my friends. That business is still there today. I'm not in it, but it passed down to somebody and they passed it down, it doesn't matter. But it just shows the entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
My actual cell phones out of the back of my trunk everything I just wanted to have money. You know, you come out of school, you say, okay, let me just make money and so I can live a good life. And, you know, I never connected my purpose yet, but I never really wanted to do that. But I realized that, hey, if this is what we got to do, this is what we got to do to make it happen.
Great, and that's the mindset, I believe. Everybody has 24 hours in a day, but some people seem to be more productive than others with time. So what's the secret of being productive? What's the secret, you think?
Most people think I talk about time management, and there's a lot of books about time management, but really and truly, there is not time management. There's nothing to manage with time because time never changes. I talk about time management. A lot of the gurus or a lot of the personal development speakers talk about time management, but really, and in the strictest sense of the term, there's nothing to manage about time. You manage things that changes. Time never changes.
Yeah.
It's 24 hours, 60 seconds in the minute, 60 minutes in the hour, 24 hours in the day, 28 days in the month. It doesn't change. You don't have to manage it. You manage things that always change. What you have to manage is yourself. If you manage yourself, and that is the single most important problem we have. You know that there's a research done that shows that 1 out of every 10 person cannot look down on their watches for 60 seconds and say, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. Like the 1 out of every 10 person can hold that focus.
Yeah.
So long. Single biggest problems we have as human beings is our ability to set a goal, make a plan, and consistently make ourselves do it and stick to that plan.
Yeah.
We don't focus. So we have 10 things to do in the morning, and if I say to you, write them down, pick your top 3, start first. Everything else is there to distract you.
Yeah.
But unless you have developed that strength in your habit and you have ritualized it, then you will always fall off and not do it and put it off till tomorrow and go for 20 minutes instead of the hour that you say you were going to. So that's my take on time management.
Okay, great. What would you say about life and work balance? Is there any balance?
I think there's a balance, and I think and balance means that balance is not either end of the extreme. Balance is moving between both points as best as you possibly can. So in other words, let's say you have to go to work to build financial security for your family. There's going to be those times when you can't be with your family. You have to decide how long that is, and it is your dedication to ensuring that whatever you set as reasonable time to be with your family, to be there, and whatever you set as reasonable time to be with your business, to be there. So it is when you work, work. When you're with your family, be with your family. Because you don't get a chance to do one part of life and come back for the next.
When is the right time, you think, to launch into your dream? What do you think is the right time?
That's the most important part of any dream, to start now.
Yeah.
To me, that's the most important part of any dream. People over-process starting. Like, we think that we need money to start. We think that we need support to start. We think we need to know how to start. You know, and if you can...
Sorry to cut you off. Someone is afraid of launching into the dream. So what do you see? Someone who has all the money, who has the resources, who has everything to start the dream, but then is afraid of starting. What do you say to that person?
If you have the necessary resources to start your dream, to do anything, you have to first develop the courage. I think it was Einstein who said that courage is the greatest virtue of the mind, next to honor. You know, you cannot do anything until you learn how to operate with fear. I'm not saying get rid of fear. I'm saying operate with it. You have to be shaking anyway. Nobody's comfortable.
Yeah.
People are scared. Choose one of the biggest celebrity or artists, and they'll tell you that they get the shivers and they get the jitters when they're going on stage. That is okay. But the difference between the man who is fearful and the person who is brave is what they do next. Everybody is standing on the line of fear. It's just what you decide to do next. The human potential we're the only species that can choose in any instant to do something different.
Great.
So we can say, okay, I never stepped up last time. Right now, I can step up and forget all the psychological mumbo jumbo that they draw you through about, oh, your parents were shy, and oh, you are just shy because you went to that school. None of that is as powerful as the forces of the human mind. You can change in an instant and do something different.
Great.
So if you decide that you will take on your fear, and until you take on that fear, all that you need is on the other side of your fear. Until you decide to feel the fear and do it anyway, then it will never be.
Yeah, I think it was to see this who said the secret of happiness is freedom, and the secret of freedom is courage. So I believe we have to face the future with courage. Nothing is certain in the future. Nobody knows it. But then for you to really make it happen, you have to face the uncertain future with courage. If you have a dream that you want to make happen.
Absolutely. And I think it was Cher who said that if you are not comfortable with the possibility of looking stupid, you don't have the potential of being great. A lot of people are fearful because they don't want to look stupid. They care what everybody thinks. They don't think it is sexy. You know, most people have dreams, but because it's not singing and athletics, or it's not in the movies, it's not a celebrity type deal, they don't want to do it because it's not sexy. You know, only one of all the successful people in the world, only 1% are athletes and celebrities.
Yeah.
1%. 75% are business people.
Right. Who started out on their own mostly.
Yeah, who started out on their own from nothing, self-made. First, they're dog trainers, they're chefs, they are cooks, they are parking lot attendants, they are gardeners, they are every profession has rich people. They are black, they're white, they're yellow, they're Chinese, they are from Africa, the US, Russia, they're from everywhere. There's no particular branding on who can be successful. People from all walks of life do it. If you're only you only have to decide that you will do it and you will not stop. That's it. You will learn and grow and keep at it until it happens. You have to develop a conviction, a belief in yourself that I will do it, comes what may, no matter what.
Yeah. What do you think are the critical skills that one needs to be productive today or to be successful? What are the critical skills?
Well, first, I want people to understand, and I did a quote about this the other day, that your ability to improve your value in the marketplace and in the world is in direct proportion to your desire and your propensity to build skills. The only thing separating you from where you are and where you want to be is time and effort. And the way to use that time and effort is to build skills. Gone are the days when you have to go to university and you have to pay a 50,000, 150,000 for some degree to have skills that can take you to success. Now you can build these skills right in front of your computer by going out there and putting yourself out there in the world and doing it. Action and repetition is the mother of skill.
Yeah.
Now you need some skills you need to be able to communicate.
Right.
You need to be able to persuade people. You need to be able to be skilled in the art of persuasion. You need to be able to have, I believe that mental toughness is a skill. You have to learn to be tough. So you have to develop that skill of mental toughness where you're not connected to the result. Where even if you put all on it and it doesn't work, you have to learn to move on. So that's a critical skill. You have to have the skill of connecting with people, the personal skills of getting people to know you, to like you, to trust you. Those are some skills. And the skill of selling. You have to be able to sell something. Everybody is a salesperson.
Yeah.
No matter. You have to sell your child something, you have to sell your wife something, you have to sell everything. You have to learn the art of selling. And selling is not the sleazy car salesman stuff that, like we would grow up on. Selling is holding a conversation on people and connecting what you have to offer with people who want it. Everybody won't want your
I think what you have to sell, very important, is the dream. You sell your dream, you tell people what you do, and then you discover that a lot of people would want to help you in that way. When you tell them about what you do, when you tell them your dreams and your passions, you meet people who are willing to help you start out or to give you an idea of what they think can work or the experience they've had, and then you take it up from there.
Absolutely, and you know what is an important point you made about selling a dream, because tell you what, people have a dream on social media. I have somewhere in the region of I don't know, maybe 4,000 people on my Facebook. I have another 7,000 people on my Instagram. Look, I own one inside. I know your dream. Like, it is not in obscurity. I'm not wondering who you are. I come to your page and I know instantly who you are and what you are about. And that's what it is. You have to come and present it to the world.
Yes, I agree with you on that. And I have this concept that people want to meet you, right? I believe that the world basically wants to meet you. But then the question is, when they meet you, what would you bring? What would you offer, right? They want to meet you, but then when they meet you, what do you bring? And that's where personal development comes in, right? You have to develop skill, you have to develop value, so that when you meet people, you can offer some value to them that can help them even get further with their life and reach their goals.
Absolutely. And you know what, Chad, if you care enough, if you are brave enough and bold enough to put yourself out there, some of these guys who have a YouTube channel, if you look at their first videos, they now have probably a million subscribers. You look at their first videos, it was crappy.
Yeah.
It was awful. It never looked good, but they weren't afraid to put themselves out there because nobody cares. What you are to do is to build that skill. People will forget easily. People don't have long memories and people don't care. Once you bring value and you learn how to build that value, as you improve, you will gather that audience and people who will support you. Look, if you have 1,000 people who's willing to spend $100 with you to buy your product each year, you're already a six-figure earner. Now what if you get 2,000? You only have to get 50 from them. Now what if you get 3,000? Then you have to get less. And if you go until you get 10,000, you probably have to get $1,000 or $10 from each to get to your million. So it is getting out there and being yourself, presenting yourself, doing what you have to do, and marketing yourself well so that you will find and attract your audience, because you have the people who will like you. For example, I tell people all the time, the best singers don't have the most fans.
Yeah.
No, they don't. Yeah, and you and I will like an artist, and you can't tell me why you like that one and I don't know why I like that one. There's an invisible connection that draws you to somebody. We won't be able to expose it. I think Martha Graham put it this way. She said that there's a life force, there's a quickening, there's an energy that translates through you into action. And because there's only one of you, that expression is unique. So there's a unique expression in you. When you cook, I probably could taste your food and can't tell the full difference, but I just like your food.
Yeah.
That's how it is. So you have to go out there believing and knowing that you will connect with a certain number of people in the world because you are who you are.
Yes.
And if you do that, you'll be okay. So if you're authentic, as I think it was Helen Keller said, that be yourself because everyone else is taken.
Yeah.
If you be yourself, yes, be yourself, then you will be, people will match, people like authenticity attracts you. If you do that, you will get people to like you, to support you, to be your follower, to buy the products, to listen to you.
Good. And I think a good way to start out is to build trust. And a good way to build trust, I think, is by giving. When you give people something of value, they tend to trust you. when you know you have value and you put yourself out there, you start out something, you're going to find out that you're going to attract people, because people are looking for value, people are looking for improvement, people are looking for encouragement. They want to see with you that it's possible, that you can make this happen. And I think what the world needs from every one of us is to make our lives one of possibility. That's when the other guy now says, oh, if he can do it, then I can do it. And it's just like a chain reaction, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. If you believe that and you copy that formula, then you can do it. Just reverse engineer what somebody else has done, somebody in your field. Be yourself, reverse engineer their processes. And you can do it too. What I always tell people, China, I always tell people, go on YouTube, find a video that has 1 billion views or 500 million views, and look at the amount of dislikes that they have.
Yeah.
Everybody's not your people. Everybody won't love you. You're not marketing to everybody. You're not coming out here to be connected with everybody. You're out here to connect with a certain number of people. And there is enough people that you will resonate with. You have to believe that, because nothing in the universe doesn't have extra pieces. Everything is connected.
Yeah.
And out there's everything that you need to bring you to where you want to go. For everybody, there's no scarcity. If you look at a tree that blossoms, you come from a tropical nation. If you look at a tree that blossoms, well, you know what? The number of blossoms that come on that tree far outweigh the amount of fruit that it actually bears.
Yeah.
But God is a God of abundance. There's more water in the ocean than we need. 70% of the earth is water. There's more land than we can use. There's more oxygen that we can use. You know that 3 minutes of sunlight that reach the earth, only 3 minutes of sunlight that reaches the earth, is more energy than the entire world used for the entire year. 3 minutes of sunlight.
Great. So we have abundant resources to achieve what we want to achieve, but then we have to start out, right? Because if you don't start, nobody will find you. If you don't start it, nobody would know what you're doing. So you have to just launch out and start something.
Absolutely. And if people are listening to us, then notice what we keep saying, and one common word that you and I keep repeating in our conversation is you. You. If you stand in front of the mirror, your greatest enemy is yourself. And if you defeat that enemy, every other enemy will fall. When the battle is in the mind, if you can whoop it in your head, you can whoop it out there in the world every time.
Great. Great. So you have to talk to yourself.
You are your own biggest enemy. When you get out of your way, everything else gets out.
Great. So I think one way to get out of your way is to talk to yourself, affirm yourself, tell yourself, I can do it, right? You read motivational books, you listen to stories of people who've done what you want to do, and then you learn from them. Jim Rohn said something. He said,
Absolutely.
if you want to be successful, find out what successful people are doing and then do it. But then find out what failures are doing and then avoid it.
That is the thing. And play the long game. Be patient.
Yes.
Most people start to go to the gym and they do it for 5 days and they expect to see results. Because you know the media is plugging a lot of and I don't do that stuff. I'm an online marketer, but I don't do get to 6 figures in 6 days and push button wealth and riches. You know, I don't sell people that because I wasn't brought up that way. Because there's nothing that's worthwhile that you can achieve without a process. It is a process. There's a learning curve. There's a time. There's a period of grinding. There's a period of hardships that you will have to go through to get to where you want to get to. Otherwise, everybody would do it.
I love the concept of learning, right? You learn all you can that you will be able to do what you want to do.
Yes, and learning is not a part of life. I made that mistake when I left university. I thought that I knew everything, and learning was a part of life. So I went out there, I made a lot of money, and I lost it all.
Wow.
Because I another part of life, which is a way of life. You have to decide that you are committed to learn. Obama reads before he goes to his bed. Warren Buffett reads every night. Bill Gates reads every night. Any of these guys, they're avid readers. They're always feeding their mind. People don't understand the power of what goes into their consciousness.
Yeah.
That's why I'm just all about the people that you surround yourself with, because you're going to pick up on that. And subconsciously, there's this research that was done where these guys were playing some messages on a tone that you were not supposed to hear with a group, and they were not supposed to hear the messages that were played beyond below the music. And it was found out a year after that these people heard these messages because the subconscious picked them up.
Yeah.
So we go around and we pour this garbage into our consciousness, and then we expect to come up with better results. But if you're watching trash, you're listening to garbage, you're being exposed to garbage, then when you're called upon to make a good judgment, to make a good decision, to analyze something, then you don't have the input to analyze.
Yeah.
You simply don't have it.
I said it's garbage in, garbage out. Whatever you put into your mind, that's what comes out from your mouth. That's what comes out in your action and everything. So Lewin, tell me, you seem to read a lot. What book are you reading right now? What book are you reading?
I am reading, right now I'm reading Grant Cardone, Sell Out His Soul. I'm reading Robert Kiyosaki. This book is The Business of the 21st Century.
Wow.
And yeah, those are the two books I'm reading right now. I've read over 300 books. I read at least 3 books a month.
Great.
I never stop reading.
Great. So Lewin, tell us, how can one reach you? How can one reach you? If someone wants to connect with you, how can they reach you? Your social media handles, if you have a website, you have an ebook out. How can one get it?
You can get to me, you can go on my website, LewinMotivatorCar.com. My Instagram is LewinMotivatorCar. My Facebook is LewinMotivatorCar. So Lewin Motivator Car, you can find me there. I put out a book to content, just stuff empowering people. There are free ebooks there you can just download about taking action in your life. You can just connect with me, message me on Facebook. Whatever opinions you have, you need any help with anything, you can always reach out to me at Lewin Motivator Car, and the same thing for my social media handle. So it's been a pleasure.
Great. Thanks, Lewin, for finding time to do this chat with us. I'd always keep in touch with you. You shared a lot of value today, and I really appreciate the time, Lewin.
Thank you, Chadi. Have a good one. Great talking to you. And I just have to say to your listeners that one of my favorite quotes is that the level of your success will be in direct proportion to your commitment to excellence. You have to be committed to excellence in your life. And it will be heavily dependent on the size of your dreams, the size of your desires, and your ability to handle obstacles along.
Great. Have a great day, Lewin. Thank you.
Good. Thank you, Charlie.